UFC 333's full card was announced last night during UFC 330, and I wanted to go through the entire event, give you my early leans, my early predictions, break down this card, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Let's get right into it. There's a lot of things that are questionable on here. Now, of course, it is stacked at the top, okay? Alexander Volkanovski facing Movsar Evloev for the title. We've been begging for this fight. Evloev is so deserving of a title shot. I don't want to hear it. I'm not a big Movsar fan, to be honest. He's all right. He's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Boring. But Volkanovski, he's looked good lately. Reclaimed that title, beat Diego Lopez twice. Been on a nice little run. I think Volkanovski's going to style on Movsar Evloev. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's going to be a decision, but I think he's going to win a 4-1 decision, maybe even 5-0. I don't think Movsar does anything better than Volkanovski. Certainly nothing better on the feet. His grappling might be better, but Volk doesn't get taken down. If Islam Makhachev could not take down Volkanovski whenever he wanted, I don't think Movsar, who's the same weight as Volkanovski, is going to do anything to him. I think Volk is going to piece him up. He might make him crumble. We'll see. I'm picking Volkanovski to win this, and I'm very confident in picking him. If he wins, I don't think he'll retire, but he probably should. Unfortunately, I think Volk will win, and then we're going to see Gene Silva beat Yair, and then Gene Silva's probably going to slam out Volk, and it's going to be very sad. But Volkanovski is going to win the belt, retain the belt. Moving on, Petr Yan versus MERAB. I'm so glad they made this. This is the trilogy. It's an actual deserving trilogy. Both fights were so different. The first fight, MERAB dominated Petr Yan. Embarrassing fashion. Second fight, Yan dominated MERAB, schooled him, threw him on his head, elbowed his forearm. There's so many things these fighters are learning from each other. This is like such a perfect trilogy. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Petr Yan's just the better fighter. In the first fight, Petr Yan said he had a broken hand, and after you saw that performance compared to his second one, I believe him. You know, fighters make excuses all the time. I was injured, I was this, that. Petr Yan, I actually believe. I'm glad they didn't do Petr Yan versus O'Malley quite yet. I think MERAB's way more deserving, of course, of this trilogy. I think Petr Yan wins. I think he's going to win a decision pretty clear again. MERAB's probably going to try to shoot even more than he did in that first fight because he claimed that he didn't want to be as boring and he tried to give the fans a fun fight even though he shot like 30 takedown attempts in the second fight. To be fair, that is a step down from the 50 that he shot in the first fight. I think he will continue, like he's going to really try to shoot, but that's not going to matter. I think Petr Yan, proven his takedown defense is world class. He's much better on the feet. The body shots to MERAB are definitely a weakness. I think Petr Yan's going to keep doing that. He's going to elbow those forearms. There's no defense against that. I heard commentary last night speak on the elbow to the forearm, saying they're kind of like calf kicks. They're worse than calf kicks because if you can't throw your arms, you're going to lose the fight. If your arms are gone, you're going to lose the fight. I know legs are important too, but we've seen literally Carlos Ulberg had one leg and he still won. Calf kicks are so common in the sport. Fighters take them in training every day. Fighters are not getting elbowed in the forearm as hard as they can every day. I'll tell you that much. Petr Yan's gonna win this fight by decision, and then we're gonna see Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley in the rematch. I already know it. Moving on. Oh my god. Loner Kavanaugh versus Ramazan Tamirov. I did a fights to make video, and I said Loner Kavanaugh versus Ramazan Tamirov. It made sense. And I figured they were going to try to book it. But I was like, let's not do that, Loner, because I just saw you lost to Brandon Royval. I can't see you lose again. I have a feeling Ramazan Tamirov is going to win. Ramazan is an absolute monster. Insane power, way quick. He's scary. He put out Steve Erceg. But I'm going to pick Loner Kavanaugh, okay? Just because I have hope. Loner Kavanaugh is very skilled, very technical. Makes it close with everyone he fights. Even if he loses, that Brandon Royval fight was a scrap. He dropped him. Both these guys got power, but Ramazan's on steroids, I believe. So I know he got caught at one point. So the way he acts, I think he might still be on him, you know. Hopefully he gets like suspended before this fight and they give him Alex Perez or something. But yeah, I'm going to pick Loner Kavanaugh just out of hope. But I have a weird feeling Ramazan's going to catch him. Moving on, Volkov versus Kuniev. This one I'm so conflicted on because in a fights to make video, I did Kuniev versus Rakic because who do you put Kuniev against? He lost to Blades in his debut. He beat Tyrell Fortune in his next fight. And he beat Jelton Almeida in between that. Sorry, he beat Almeida and then Tyrell Fortune. Both lower ranked guys. Like Almeida was ahead of him at the time. He won very impressively. Dominated him, in fact. Didn't even get taken down. dominated Tyrell Fortune, insane striking. Fortune was low ranked. I thought they were going to give him like one more lower ranked guy because he did lose to Blades, even though it was close. Then you'll give him, you know, Waldo or something, right? Nope, they're giving him Volkov. And I think that makes a lot of sense for Kuniev. Glad he's getting that matchup. But Volkov, where's Alex Pereira? Is he really, did Herb Dean really make this full retire? Because Jesus Christ. Volkov should be fighting like a #1 contender, in my opinion. It should have been a Volkov versus Pereira or Volkov versus Hokit. Are they going to do Pereira versus Hokit now? I think that might be actually what they're doing. Aspinall versus Gon, Volkov versus Kuniev, Pereira versus Hokit. That is insane. I don't love this matchup for Volkov in terms of name value. I like it for Kuniev. I think he is deserving of a guy like this. I'm going to pick Volkov. I think Volkov is very crafty, very good, but Kuniev could get it on the inside there, throw those nasty knees up the middle. He hits harder than Volkov. I do think so. Volkov's more of a point fighter, but he's very frustrating. And I think he's better than Curtis Blades, and Curtis Blades was able to beat Kuniev while injured. So I'm picking Volkov to win that by decision. Moving on, Arnold Allen versus Aaron Pico. This is actually a banger, but I don't love the matchmaking here. I thought Arnold Allen was going to get someone a little closer to him in the rankings. I thought maybe like Kevin Vallejos would be fighting an Arnold Allen at this point. Aaron Pico is actually very scary. I am picking Arnold Allen to win a decision after surviving a very tough first round. Pico, memes all aside, okay? He is very exciting, very explosive, very powerful, and very good. He is very good. He just has a bad chin. But he is so talented, so powerful. His striking's clean. His timing's amazing. He's great at countering. I just think Arnold Allen is too crafty, too good all around. But I could see him getting dropped, you know? I could see him getting dropped in that first round, but surviving and then winning the second and third. That's my prediction. Dominic Reyes versus Azmat Mirzakhanov. It is so hard being a Dominic Reyes fan. He's getting cooked in this fight. Absolutely demolished. Yeah, I'm picking Azmat to win this by KO in the first or second round. Dominic Reyes is just not what I thought he was going to be after that John Jones fight, you know? And that's how we all feel. He's weird because he's like back, but he's not. You know, he's winning fights, but he's mostly losing. Abus Magomedov versus Cam Roaston. I'll have to do more research, but my early lean is Cam Rouston. I think he's very good, and I don't think Abus is all that insane. You know, I think Rouston, he's a very beatable guy is what I'm saying, and I think Cameron Rouston can do this. Nikita Krylov versus Abdul Yakayayev. Tough step up for Yakayayev, but Krylov has been on a skid. He's getting back in there pretty fast after his Robert Whittaker loss. My early lean, I do feel like Krylov can crafty vet his way through it, but again, we'll do a deeper dive on that. And Grant Dawson versus Nurullo Aliyev. I'm picking Grant Dawson. Nurullo, his strength is grappling, and so is Grant Dawson's. I think Grant Dawson is going to kind of stifle him and be able to get it done. So I am going to pick Grant Dawson in that fight. Those are all the fights on 333 that I'm predicting. Yeah, I'm very confident in Volk, very confident in Peter Yan. The rest of them are pretty close matchups, you know. I think those two fights are close too, but I am confident in Volk and Yan. So that's that. They also announced Raul Rosas Jr. versus Raoni Barcelos, which might be the two ugliest guys I've ever seen in a matchup in my entire life. So sorry. I feel bad because this fight's not going to get any credit because it's a terrible main event. Let's be real. This should be like a prelim headliner. Raul Rosas is so boring. I know it's impressive. He's so young. He's winning fights. He dominated Rob Font. Who does that to Rob Font? Literally anyone with grappling. Barcelos is very crafty, very well-rounded. I think Barcelos is better on the feet than Raul Rosas. I think Barcelos has great takedown defense. He has great takedown entries himself. He can submit people. I think Raoni Barcelos is going to pull off a 5-round decision win against Raul Rosas Jr. I'm not going to lie. Hate that that's the main event. That card's going to be terrible. I said it in my last video. I am probably fighting on that card just because it's going to be so weak. They also announced Gabriel Bonfim versus Sean Brady. Fight makes sense in the rankings. I definitely thought they were going to do JDM versus Gabriel Bonfim, but Bonfim was calling for it. JDM agreed. JDM doesn't have a fight. JDM needs a bounce back. I think he would beat Bonfim. Sean Brady, I was scared they were going to give the JDM because JDM struggles with takedowns. Sean Brady's a takedown marauder, you know. Sean Brady does not hit hard at all. He punches like a baby. And Bonfim is pretty good on the feet. He's much bigger than Sean Brady, which isn't hard, to be fair. And Sean Brady really struggled against Michael Morales. And Bonfim kind of has similarities to Michael Morales, just not as much power in my opinion. So early lean, I am leaning Gabriel Bonfim to win this one. But we will have to see. I'll do a deeper dive on that. I don't know. Again, this is just the main event. Like, it makes sense that it's a main event. They're both great. But I'm just not excited. You know, I'm not like hyped up that Saturday to see Gabriel Bonfim versus Sean Brady. But anyways, I also don't get why that wasn't on the Philadelphia card if it's just going to happen in November anyways. Sean Brady's a Philly guy. Should have been on there. Joe Pyfer should have been on there. What a mess. Anyways, those are my early predictions for every fight that got announced last night. Let me know who you guys got. Obviously, most excited for... Honestly, I think Jan versus MERAB is the fight I'm most hyped to see. It is always fun to see VOLK fight again too, though. I'm confident that he's not going to retire. I think he should. If he wins, he should retire so that we can get Diego Lopez versus Gene Silva for the vacant belt or something along those lines. But yeah, I do think eventually VOLK is going to get slimed out by Gene Silva, and that's going to be his retirement. It's going to be sad. But I will say I'm excited for featherweight's future, because if Gene Silva wins the belt, Gene Silva versus Kevin Vallejo's 2 for the belt. Gene Silva versus Diego Lopez 2 for the belt. You know? I think Diego might be moving up to lightweight, but those fights make sense to me. I'm excited for this card. It's a great card, of course. Abu Dhabi's stacked as per usual. But yeah, let me know who you guys got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.